Hey guys, Paul here. We're back and we're on Mark chapter 8. Let's just get right into it. During those days, another large crowd gathered. Since they had nothing to eat, Jesus called his disciples to him and said, I have compassion for these people. They have already been with me 3 days and have nothing to eat. If I send them home hungry, they will collapse on the way because some of them have come from a long distance. His disciples answered, But where in this remote place can anyone get enough bread to feed them? How many loaves do you have? Jesus asked. 7, they replied. He told the crowd to sit down on the ground. When he had taken the 7 loaves and given thanks, he broke them and gave them to his disciples to distribute to the people, and they did so. They had a few small fish as well. He gave thanks for them also and told the disciples to distribute them. The people ate and were satisfied. Afterward, the disciples picked up 7 basketfuls of broken pieces that were left over. About 4,000 were present, and after he sent them away, he got into the boat with his disciples and went to the region of Dalmanutha. The Pharisees came and began to question Jesus to test him. They asked for a sign from heaven. He sighed deeply and said, Why does this generation ask for a sign? Truly I tell you, no sign will be given to it. Then he left them, got back into the boat, and crossed to the other side. The disciples had forgotten to bring bread, except for 1 loaf they had with them in the boat. Be careful, Jesus warned them. Watch out for the yeast of the Pharisees and that of Herod. Herod is like the ruler of Rome right now that's persecuting the surrounding places. So just in case you didn't know, that's who Herod is. They discussed this with one another and said, It is because we have no bread. Aware of the discussion, Jesus asked them, Why are you talking about having no bread? Do you still not see or understand? Are your hearts hardened? Do you have eyes but fail to see and ears but fail to hear? And don't you remember when I broke the 5 loaves for the 5,000? How many basketfuls of pieces did you pick up? 12, they replied. And when I broke the 7 loaves for the 4,000, how many basketfuls of pieces did you pick up? 7, they answered. He said to them, Do you still not understand? What Jesus was meaning by that was, it's not physically the bread they had. It's the bread they were taking in. The knowledge and wisdom they were taking in. Jesus tells us one of the worst things to be taught is to be taught a lie. It's to have your whole place and build up to be taught as a lie. And that's why Jesus warns us to not take in that bread. Because if we constantly take in that bread and make it into a loaf and that's solid in our hearts, it's going to be hard for people to change. It's going to be hard to change that person to make them It's going to be hard to tell that person that what they've been doing the whole time was a lie. And so we have to take in the truth. We have to take in that truth, the true yeast, and build up that truth within us and help others not build up the wrong amount of the wrong yeast, the wrong teachings. Because if they have that yeast inside of them, that false lying yeast, and it becomes bread, it'll be almost impossible. The difficulty to tell that person, to help to change that person, and to help them actually see the truth and not their truth or the lie that they've been built upon. It's hard. It's hard. So be wary of where you are getting your teachings from. Be wary of who is teaching you. Do some of your own research. Don't just take everyone's word for granted. Do some of your own research and see if what they're truly saying is the truth. This goes for God's word and for really anything. Do your own research, improve, and so you can take it, so to see if that truth is something you are willing to take in, or if you realize it's a lie, it's something you need to throw out. Because once you start building, once you keep building that yeast up, it's hard to turn back when it's fully made bread. Alright, let's continue. I'm on Mark chapter 8, verse 22. They came to Bethsaida, and some people brought a blind man and begged Jesus to touch him. He touched the blind man by the hand and led him outside to the village. When he had spit on the man's eyes and put his hands on him, Jesus asked, "Do you see anything?" He looked up and said, "I see people. They look like trees walking around." Once more, Jesus put his hands on the man's eyes. Then his eyes were opened. His sight was restored. He saw everything clearly. Jesus sent him home, saying, "Don't even go into the village." Jesus and his disciples went on to the village around Caesarea Philippi. On the way, he asked them, "Who do people say I am?" They replied, "Some say John the Baptist, others say Elijah, and still others one of the prophets. But what about you?" he asked. "Who do you say I am?" Peter answered, "You are the Messiah." Jesus warned them not to tell anyone about him. He then began to teach them that the Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected by the elders and the chief priests and the teachers of the law, and that he must be killed and after 3 days rise again. He spoke plainly about this, and Peter took him aside and began to rebuke him. But when Jesus turned and looked at his disciples, he rebuked Peter. "Get behind me, Satan," he said. You do not have in mind the concerns of God, but merely human concerns." Then he called the crowd to him along with his disciples and said, Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. For whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me and for the gospel will save it. What good is it for someone to gain the whole world yet forfeit their soul? Or what can anyone give you in exchange for their soul? If anyone is ashamed of me and my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, the Son of Man will be ashamed of them when he comes in his Father's glory with the holy angels. That last part. Don't be ashamed of being with the Lord. Accepting the Lord into your life is like accepting that you're weak. Heck, I'm weak. That's why I go to the Lord. I'm weak, and I know that without the Lord, I wouldn't be alive right now. It's only because of the Lord that I am alive. And I will stick that way till the day I die. So don't let anything or anyone try and make you think that just because you're with the Lord means you're weak, means you need help. It's like getting a tutor. Some people may think, "Oh, you're getting a tutor, that means you're stupid." No, that means you don't understand something, you want to learn it. It just means that you want to get better at something you're not good at. Doesn't mean you're stupid, doesn't mean you're, not smarter. You're the smart one for going to the tutor and asking for help. Not many people do that. Instead, lots of people would just want to suffer by themselves. So lots of people just want to say, "I can do this myself," and just go on. And some of them succeed, but lots of them fail. And then they'll start casting blame on everything besides themselves. So don't let anything or anyone try and make you ashamed of going to Christ. Christ wants you to be there with him. He wants you to acknowledge the wrong that you've done, but still go to him because he wants you. The Lord is not angry. He just wants you to be there with him. He wants you to accept him into your life. And doing that isn't weak. Doing that requires strength. And when you do that, everyone will be against you. Once you accept Christ into your life, it will look like the whole world is against you. But in reality, the one who made the world is with you. So victory is guaranteed. God bless you guys. Hope this helps. And I pray you have a good rest of your day. God bless.